Then a couple of...
Went to ground. Don't you love it when you see something on a threepenny bit?
Terrific. Knocked on by Brewer. Beautifully read by Tudor to Burns. Ball got in his way, his teammate, and couldn't get through. Goes back to Brewer. Sets up Riccardi. Riccardi from 30 metres out and has kicked the goal, I think. Yes, he has. Much needed one to the Cats.
And they also needed to get Peter Riccardi into the game. They've
5 to 9-6. An opportunity for maybe a late flurry. Doolan's kick out wide to half forward. McCurry's had a fantastic match. Tanner on him now. Kicks towards centre wing, out of play. So in this second term, Essendon's kicked 7 goals 3 and Geelong has kicked 5-4. It's been a high standard, highly entertaining first half of football. 71 to 60. Buick with 3 goals in this term, and so is Billy Brown. Somerville. Hocking. Colbert to Scholl. Now straightens the body to fall forward. Brownless, who had a very good first half. Good stretch. Pickering looking for a free kick. Couldn't quite conjure one. Barnes off one leg, gets it back. It's all Geelong. A certain goal coming up. Pickering got back and took the mark. Not a bomber in sight, and Cats everywhere.
had a pretty quiet first half for Liam Pickering, who averaged around the 25 to 27 mark per game, and he's only had 6 possessions to date. Billy not able to grab hold of that one, but good work here from Barnesy, who just picked the ball up, hoofed it forward, and Geelong with a couple there.
Pickering kicks the goal. So the game gets closer again. Tightens a little screw into 10-6 to 11-5.
And a couple of interesting matchups now at the other end of the ground as Bobby Davis is just perusing, and he's also picked up the imbalance at the other end of the ground with Ryan O'Connor and Brenton.
So Mensch, Somerville again gets a tap to Masidi, throws it onto the boot, falls into open territory. Coming out to meet it is getting underneath at Hurd. Now back to Hurd, turns, certain goal. So the Bombers with a quick reply from James Hurd with that quick kick out of the centre, and eventually fell his way for a pretty simple goal for a lad of his skills.
Yeah, there wasn't much in this one. Hurd just second position, read at best. Simpson went to ground, but he didn't trap the football. And as Murphy's law dictates, that usually goes to your man.
12-5, 10-6. Hurd's first goal for the match, but he has been good. Couch out of the centre, floated a half forward. Grenvold there with Brewer, who Hurd had in the opening half when things were not going well in the opening term particularly. Doolan got it to O'Donnell and then went back to Hocking to have a word. McCurry's been great. Masidi, good kick. He kept it low. It was a very difficult one for Sanderson to do much about. O'Connor took it on his chest. Cummings leads. O'Connor holding on to it for the moment. Hurd provides a lead. O'Connor gesturing that he'll kick the ball long to the goal square. It's in that direction. Cockatoo, Collins through his fingers. Mensch gets down low, waits the handball perfectly to Simpson, who comes across from the back pocket to centre wing. In front, Barnes. Fletcher worked him under it. Fraser gets back onto the football, runs away as he so often does, goes to centre half forward, sets Somerville up. Should have taken the mark straight through the fingers. Now a hard ball to win. Geelong will hold it up, and it'll be a bounce about 40 metres from goal. Bit of dew out there, maybe a slippery ball, not easy to take, but Peter Somerville will be a bit disappointed, had the chance. David Howlett, Mark Nash, Gavin Dore, our umpires. 77 to 66 the score. Simpson had his arm held. Little give to Hocking. Hocking on the up. Mensch swings it, and now Tanner comes away, gives it to Colbert in the corridor. Colbert goes on Riccardi.
And Riccardi out wide. Terrific lead from Scholl, now playing up forward. So Brett Scholl has to hold things up as the Bomber defence closes in. Kicks back, beautiful kick to Brownless. Billy's got 4, and wonderful rebound play again from the Cats, and really a lot of space out there for Billy. Jared?
Wasn't there, with a football coming over towards the members wing. the entirety of the half-forward flank on the Great Southern stand side was open, and a good kick found Brownless.
Billy kicks, starting to drift off to the right, and that is a disappointing miss. His third point for Brownless, 4 goals, 3. And as you see, Wellman really just didn't cover him at all.
Well, he was once again, he was looking for his man. As soon as he turned his back, off went Billy.
The margin now 10 points in favour of the Bombers.
7 shots for goal, Brownless. 4-3 the result. Fletcher now being asked by the umpire. Goes long and kicks it very long. Into the centre square, Somerville and Barnes. On the ground, Riccardi to Hocking. Hocking goes back. Pickering, I should say, to Couch from 55. Not going to get there. Fletcher back. He's got it. Quickly plays on. Simons waits. Gives it up to Whirlman. Runs away at half-back to centre wing. Good mark. No, not paid Somerville. He had a fair bit of it, then awkwardly off the ground. Pickering couldn't hold it. The ball a bit slippery. Barnes, Hocking caught. Got it away, though. Back to Pickering. Important, he's starting to get touches. To Tudor at half-forward. Geelong mounting a challenge. They trail by 10 points. Inboard. Awkward kick by Colbert. Half ball, 50-50. Riccardi, brilliant. What a goal this will be. Magic.
Oh, great tap from Somerville. Mercedes sandwich, and it falls to Tanner. And these two very evenly matched sides we thought before the start of the game, and it's certainly turning out that way. Scholl has Couch, kicks, and is just marked inside the line as Riccardi. So very attacking game.
It's good to see the Scholl didn't wear his 100-year-old underpants there.
Simons from the side, that's a very good mark. Now, he usually wants to play on. He doesn't like to kick the ball long, and he doesn't this time either. He goes across to Somerville. Wants to draw a player. Now he can, and it's gone out to Wellman. Wellman chips. Oh, it's a terrible kick. Oh, it's found Tanner. Oh, this could be a costly turnover. Riccardi's there again in a purple patch. Wants to play on. Uses Tudor. Tudor swings onto the left foot and just misses. So pretty cheeky play there from Peter Riccardi to really bolt with the Essendon player right on him.
He is hot, Riccardi, but just playing on there put so much pressure on Tudor when they were in a scoring position. So they didn't pay the full penalty there, the Bombers. After Wellman's mistake, Somerville short. It's been a match of ebbs and flows, and right now Geelong have got some steam up. Back to Somerville. It's 12-5 to 8-8. Essendon leading. Somerville to centre wing. A pack develops. O'Connor was there. McCurry couldn't quite take it. O'Donnell's handball's a beauty to Masiti. Quick kick. Cockatoo Collins at the back. Oh, splendid mark. That's a great skill of our game. And Mansfield was at his best as he kicks out wide. Coming back, is it? He's going to kick over the mark. Colbert and O'Donnell together. Great mark, wasn't it, by Mansfield? Under pressure, there's Scott Lucas.
See, he was 1 metre or 2 metres offline, and I mean, it really has stopped the flow of the game, hasn't it? I mean, that's just over umpiring, I think.
Big bonus for Essendon.
In short, Simpson presented himself, then uses the running McGrath. Good kick to Tudor. To Minch. High ball. Brownless being held on to, takes a very good mark. That was a terrific effort by Billy. Called to play on. Left foot. It's a goal, I think. He's got it.
So the Bombers just need to arrest this now. Off to Harvey. Harvey goes long. O'Connor can't get hold of it. The ball is slippery. Falls back to Couch. Couch goes out wide. Denham will be first there. Will it stay in? Great shepherd from behind on Hocking by Doolan. Comes back inside, and a big fist away from Sanderson. O'Connor catches Colbert. See, there's enough Bombers there. To Harvey again. Great kick around the corner. And Masiti by himself. Wants McCurry. Has McCurry. And has now ignored him. So, Joe Masiti. Young Bomber. Playing his 70th game. Will kick from just inside 50. It's a reasonably long kick of the footy. That's a beautiful kick. They're back in front, the Bombers. This is a great game.
Back in front, 3 points. Brewer from the centre. Doolan all over the top of him. Then Colbert there, and again Doolan.
Looks like Darren Buick coming off the ground. Still got that little bit of a limp up.
3 goals in the second term, Buick, and Lucas coming on for just his second game, the 18-year-old. Now there's a free kick going to Essendon here to Mercury. Had a huge first half, Mercury. Kicks to 4-4, Cummings on a leg, good mark. Some positive football again by Essendon. Long kicking has been their trademark, particularly in the opening term when they charged back at Geelong. And the Mercury's been able to spot him from a long way away and get him.
He's a much better mark like this, Jared. Not so much a high jump, but the eyes out in front rather than up high.
A bit like the Terry Danaher of old.
Yes.
Taking it out in front of the eyes, probably the hardest position to mark the football. But they're a real paradox, Essendon. Chipping the ball round in defence, but the long bombs going past the centre. Going
for his 4th goal. Kicking from about 49. Looks good. He's got it.
And eventually the ball falls back to him. He tries to burst through. Harvey gives it away. Tudor with the dash. Can't control it. Now under pressure. Great handball to Brewer. Brewer handballs it back in front of himself. Now takes them on. Masidi with a sensational tackle. 3 efforts from Joe Masidi has turned this footy back in Essendon's favour. To Pryor. The kick will find Mitch. Disappointing. Great quick handball to Colbert.
And Colbert away. Running very wide, unfortunately, for Geelong, but brings us back cleverly. Hall from 40 metres out. Misses. Off target or behind. Barnes was there as well, waiting. I think it was Barnes. It might have even been Brownless. It was Billy. There's Buick. Let's hope he's okay. Dipper's not too far away. We'll get a report. Some strapping going out there. 14-5, 12-9. Repeating if you've just joined us. Michael Long left the ground with a serious knee injury in the second term. McKinnon could have used the handball. It's hugging the boundary line and coming back. Brownless and Simons hunts it away out of play. Dipper, what about Darren Buick?
News is nothing to do with his knee. He's just received a very heavy kick in the shin of his other leg.
Well, that's good news. 14-5 to 12-9. Bombers leading in what's been a terrific match. Somerville down. Hocking looked for a free kick. Mercury cheekily in the end, actually, the way he paved his way through to Simons. Fletcher saying, come on, give me something to kick to. Bangs it out wide. Lucas has just come onto the ground. A loose ball to be won here. Grenville toe pokes it towards the boundary line. Gives himself a chance. Needs a shepherd. Brings it back to O'Donnell. Tanner pushed him underneath cleverly. Mercury worried out of it. Tanner's handball good. Tudor. Hall chips cleverly to Ronnie Burns, who's just come onto the ground. That's a very good piece of play by Geelong because Essendon looked in the box seat. He's a long kick, Burns. This would take something rather remarkable from way out there. He's kicked a goal, and in the first term, Cats needing one just to close it again. 48 metres out. And that's a good kick.
Free kick in the middle will go to David Minch. Somerville used his hand on Minch's shoulder to get up at that centre bounce. And he'll now have to come back and kick it from the centre circle. So Minch doesn't quite hit it right and it falls short. Grenville in front. Colbert stole it. Brownless leads, so there's a gap at the back. He's gone for the goals. The ball is running, it's running, and it's through. And a miracle goal for the Cats. They've hit the front again. So Lee Colbert really did size up his options, and Jared, it was just fantastic. The goal square was open.
Yes, well, he was almost going for Brownless, who had led to the right of the screen, the same place he got it last time. But Colbert just saw the open square, took the punt, and finished with a great goal.
Geelong back in front. 14-9 to 14-5. Essendon come out of the centre. Harvey was going one way and the ball the other. Mansfield. Cockatoo Collins has had a quiet one. Well played, Mansfield. Pickering. Tanner. Miss Brewer. Needs a good bounce. Gets it. Takes his man on. Couldn't get his kick. Good tackling. McCurry. Off the ground. Brewer. A long way off the ground. And at half forward left, it goes out of play.
Chris, I must admit, I coached a game similar to this against Essendon when Ablett kicked 14 and Salmon 10, and it was really a goal fest at the MCG. It's certainly not as high a score as today, but it's similar type footy.
And just continues to build, doesn't it? It's been a wonderful quarter of football. Big fist away, Burns, and Pryor with him, just letting him know. And again, a boundary throw in. Gary Ayres, who had a 4-goal lead early with his team. They saw that eroded. There's John Kennedy, the chairman of the AFL Commission, and one of the greatest names in our game. I reckon tonight, Jared, you'll say, good sizzle, and the sausage was pretty good too. Remember that famous comment?
No doubt about that.
After that, the State of Origin in Rugby League. Francis Burke, what a tiger he was. And his son at the club now. Again, it's going to be a bounce with a huge crowd in here. It must be over 70,000 and close to 80. Gary Ablett and Lee Matthews and David Parkin behind, and Doug Wade in front. What a collection of football talent there.
A couple of goals there.
It sends shivers up your spine just to look at them sitting there and watching on.
About 2,000 goals and 4 handballs amongst those 4.
Heard away. Centre wing, Buick back on the ground. Good news for Essendon. Hard ball, O'Donnell did well. Lucas, the 18-year-old, got to get a handle on it. He does now, centre wing, he's in trouble. Gone. Had a man there, didn't use him, O'Donnell. Geelong get it, come away. Hall. Simons to get back, shoulder pressure him. Tudor works for a free. Simons, Hocking. Slung it away. Grenville gone. Probably a good decision.
I think the umpires have really got hold of this handball, holding the ball decision. There's still the odd mistake, as we've all seen, but in general, they are doing it pretty well right now.
Chris Tanner warming up there. Barnes used his body well. Falls to Pryor. Quite an impressive youngster. Kick. Oh, that's better, son. That is fantastic. Now go back, 2 kicks have gone out there and he's just lost it. Onto Mercedes. Mansfield reads it beautifully in front of Buick. Doesn't look right. McGrath off to Sanderson. And the kick falls short, back to Mercedes. So Joe Mercedes has a chance. The Bombers. Not a lot of willing workers in the Essendon forward line. Not a lot leading. Over the back, and Pickering there to mop up. Just kicks quietly around his body. Mercedes comes over the top of Riccardi and is quite happy to see it out.
11 kicks, 7 handballs for Mercedes. Goal in this term was vital. Long kick from 50 metres. 89 to 93 the score. Geelong back in front. Quick kick by Denham to half forward. O'Connor got a reasonable bounce. Tanner back. Well done, Pickering. Couldn't hold it. Sanderson, not easy, as we've said a few times tonight. Hall, back turns. Then the little giveaway to Tanner, to Pickering. Had to be accurate. Found Riccardi, who had a burst in this quarter that really gave Geelong some spark. Kicked an outstanding goal. On his non-preferred, just casually gives it to Sanderson, who gave the ball up a moment ago, so he wants to kick this one more accurately. Pickering getting some touches in midfield and off the half-back. Goes to centre half forward, big fly. Oh, Barnes should have not paid. Yes, it is.
Yeah, good move from Gary Ayres. He's had Barnes down on the forward line, and here's a 50 for an errant handball, and that just about seals the goal. But Barnes' height has added to the woes of Essendon, starting to stretch their defensive players, or defensive unit. 7 marks now he's taken, and this one should result in a goal. He's had a pretty good game, Mel.
Yeah, I'd agree. Just Wellman and Fletcher, they've swapped around a bit and just got it up. It is a lovely mark, given the chance. Really need to stem this flow from the Cats now. Hocking. Always a willing worker.
Geez, it was great work. He's just bulldozing his way forward there. The Cats have only made 15 metres, but it's basically been all due to Gary Hocking's tenacious work in there.
So 20 players around this ball. It's hit wide. Really should favour Essendon. Doesn't. They've won it back beautifully, Geelong. And now pushed back in. So 50-50 again. And no side willing to give any quarter. Former teammates, Denham and G. Hocking. So bouncing the side to centre square again. Riccardi with the ruck work. Burns. That is unbelievable. Somehow or other got it out underground. Barnesy uses his body well to get Wellman out the way. Now Couch off the ground. Running at it, Scholl ran at it hard. So did Doolan. Mercedes props. Great block from Doolan. Chips the ball. Doolan's still in the play. Terrific stuff. And Sanderson comes late. 50-metre penalty. I'm not quite sure if it was that aggressive. It was really just a run into. Marks. Yeah, to the naked eye, actually didn't look that quick that he did it, but nevertheless 50 metres. And he was unprotected, Doolan. So he's paid the price. He's not confident with the distance. He's gone a couple of times to go to chip it. I don't know why he's not. He's not confident with his accuracy, that's why. He's hit the post. And another miss, you'd say, Gerard, that's just needed to stem that momentum that Geelong have got.
You know, I don't think there's any doubt that in the back of every Essendon player's mind would be what's happened in the last month. And at the front of every mind of the Geelong players would be the same situation. If they just keep on applying the gas, the Bombers might fall over.
Mansfield took the kick in and then pushes it towards Hall. Goes to ground, got rid of it. Grenville. And out of play. Well, O'Donnell really made the point, didn't he, at half-time when he talked to his players and revved them up. Gary Ayres leaning back a bit. The pressure coach must go through in a match like this where you're up and then you're down and then you're struggling and suddenly you find form and rhythm. One move can make a huge difference. Just the balance of a game can swing in a moment or two. Somerville's kicked the centre half forward. Sanderson worked O'Connor under the ball. Pickering getting kicks. Back into the centre. O'Donnell courageously. Sanderson well played to Brewer on the burst. Geelong. Tudor and Simons. What an important ball this is. Tudor works it in front. Goes to ground. Simons tackles him now. Play on call. Simons has it. He'll have to give it off. Under pressure. Left foot misses the lot. Had Mercury and Harvey down the ground. Out of bounds on the fall. Don't see him on his left too often.
It was bad luck for Simon, so he did very well. Tudor eventually finally went to the ground. He battled against it. You could see him saying to himself, I'm not going to go down, but finally he did, and he gave away the football. But Geelong have been excellent just in the way they've been knocking the ball on. They've had a number of clearances from defence just with desperate punches.
Tanner has done a good job on Mercury. Kick to Colbert.
I think Simpson on Hurd in this quarter also has been a pretty good move for Geelong.
And he stayed mainly there too, Gerard, at centre half forward. Fletcher from behind with a big fist. And gets the desired result towards the boundary line. Lucas, for some unknown reason, tried to keep it in, and just inexperience from the young Scott Lucas 3 or 4 times now has cost the Bombers a few times. Couch falls over the back to Brownless, on to Hocking. Hocking, great desperation. Oh, G. Hocking, 1 goal, a miracle kick.
Something about that end, isn't there? There's been
Some of the Bombers stretched this lead, haven't they? 16-9, 14-6. Not a long time to go now in this third term. Grenville, Tudor. So the Cats have kicked 7 and Essendon's kicked 3.
It's amazing. You know, I was almost applauding Hurd for that great smother he did. Dick Reynolds there just on left of screen with his hand moving. And Hocking did something unbelievable.
Yes, he rose to the challenge, and the challenge from Hurd is always a good one. Scholl holding the ball.
It was in the proverbial no man's land there. He didn't want to handball it over the boundary line because it's deliberate. but he knew he had to get rid of it. And there you can see him in two minds, and then in the end he gave up and said, OK, fair enough, have a kick, Joe.
And that's what Smokin' Joe's going to do from centre wing. But they're a long way from the Bombers' goal, and they need one before three-quarter time. O'Connor was at the back. Somerville going to be paid to an Essendon player. Somerville's got it. Still a long way from home. Essendon needing some positive play here. Cummings provided one option. Somerville's about 80 metres from goal. It's taking an awful long time. It's late in this third quarter. High ball now, gets to within about 25 metres. O'Connor at the back, Cummings roving, gives a handball off to Buick. Normally brilliant, he's kicked his fourth. It's what the Mets needed.
I want a burger. McDonald's announces the return of the beefier, cheesier Beefmeister with 2 quarter-pound beef patties.